Xbox Game Studio games on Nintendo Switch 2 have been driving me crazy, man. And the game that's the straw that finally broke the camel's back and got me to record this video is none other than Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. That might be surprising to a lot of you because I've been ripping on ball and gun gamers lately, which of course means Call of Duty and sports game fans. But I want to make a important distinction here. I think ball and gun gamers are gamers who only play Call of Duty and sports games year round. I will admit that every once in a while I have this guilty pleasure urge to play a little bit of Call of Duty. I played a lot of Call of Duty in the golden era of Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1 and 2. Heck, I'm actually going to throw in Call of Duty 2, one of the launch games on Xbox 360, into that mix. I really enjoyed those Call of Duty games. And I kind of stopped playing Call of Duty. After college, I found out that my coworkers were still huge into Call of Duty. I was really taken off guard. I'm like, you guys still play this game? And like, they hardcore played the game. And so I kind of got back into Call of Duty, just a way of just like hanging out with my coworkers online. We'd hop on and chat, and it was actually a good time. And then I kind of found out that like Call of Duty like had a purpose, right? And it's the exact same purpose as why I've been kind of playing this Nicktoons Dice of Destiny game this summer month. That like when real life gets busy, like work is hectic, real life is hectic, and you kind of just need a game in your library that you can turn your brain off and play and almost use it as like a fidget cube type of experience. I think Call of Duty is perfect for that. So every once in a while I will pick up Call of Duty, never at full price. You can usually get, if you wait like 2 months after release, you can get the game for like $40. And there's a campaign. It hasn't been good in a long time, but it's a solid, well-built campaign. I'll usually run through that in like hardened mode, and then hop online a little bit, like for like a month, right? If I already have an online subscription, I'll hop on for like a month, play, get some like headshots and all that, and it's just kind of whatever. It's this casual experience. I enjoy it. The last time I really enjoyed it and got pretty far in the camo grind was Cold War. That was early on for the PlayStation 5 launch, and I played Modern Warfare 2, the remake. Or not remake, the reboot, Modern Warfare 2. I enjoyed that a little bit. It was still downhill from Cold War. And then I skipped to Modern Warfare 3, played Black Ops 6. That one I did not like that much. I did not like the campaign, did not like the multiplayer, so skipped Black Ops 7. And here comes Modern Warfare 4. I thought I was done with Call of Duty, right? And I've been seeing a lot of news about the beta, and that on Nintendo Switch 2, which is piquing my interest. Call of Duty is finally on Nintendo Switch 2. Like I've been preaching on the channel for quite a bit. I think Nintendo Switch 2 is going to go down as one of the greatest consoles of all time. It has everything. We're getting Call of Duty on Nintendo Switch 2 finally, and it's 60 frames per second. People are saying the beta is playing fantastic. It's not a stable 60. It drops a little bit from what I'm seeing. But the graphics, not as good as the PlayStation 5 or PC or Xbox as you would expect, but it's just, we've hit that diminishing returns of graphics. Graphics have essentially peaked, and it being 60 frames per second, the graphics are good enough. It seems like a great version of Call of Duty. And so like my interest is peaking, right? Just like the same reason why I ended up playing Halo Campaign Evolved is like, I just have this interest of like where the industry is, and just, I kind of want to experience it hands on. So I'm like, okay, you know what? This might be a year I end up picking up Call of Duty on Nintendo Switch 2 and just support that weirdness. I just got a year of online, which on Switch is only $20. So I got a year of online because of the DK challenge. So I have online. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe this holiday, I'll pick up Call of Duty, run through the campaign as I usually do, and maybe play online for a little month and just kind of enjoy it for what it is. And of course, Activision Blizzard and Xbox Game Studios has to ruin that by making it a code in the box release. And I don't know who's making this call, if it's Activision Blizzard, but at the same time, Xbox Game Studio owns Activision Blizzard. And so, I don't know, when you look at all of these studios that are doing Nintendo Switch 2 releases from Xbox Game Studios, it's so inconsistent, and it's driving me crazy. But before we get into that, if you've been enjoying the content on the channel, if this is your first time here, do consider hitting like and subscribe, as it's helping out a ton. So when Nintendo Switch 2 came out, during that first year, Xbox released Fallout 4 and Skyrim on Nintendo Switch 2, and it's like, okay, I want to build this just ultimate library on Nintendo Switch 2. As someone who isn't against game key cards, a lot of that has to do with I've been a hybrid physical and digital gamer for the past 10 years, going more into physical games now, not buying as much digital. Game key cards feel more physical to me than digital, but I have the tolerance to stomach the digital aspect of a game key card, but the appreciation of physical and the rights and ownership that the game key card gives me. So as someone who can stomach game key cards, it just makes the Nintendo Switch 2 library just more awesome and more epic. But I draw the line at code in the box. I don't ever want to buy code in the box. If I ever buy a code in the box, the game has to be $5 and I have to have a damaged full-on cart physical Nintendo Switch 2 game that I'm literally buying it for the case replacement. And Fallout 4 and Skyrim are solid games. I forgot to mention Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 Remake. That was a launch title, and I was so disappointed that was a code in a box. I would have picked that one up on Nintendo Switch 2. Those are awesome games from the GameCube era, and I would have loved to play those on Nintendo Switch 2, but they were code in the box releases. And as someone who can tolerate game key cards, if any of these games were game key cards, I would have picked them up and put them in my collection. But it seems as time went on, it seemed like that Bethesda, Xbox, they might have been experimenting with this with the release of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And this is so weird because this game came out on Xbox, on PlayStation 5, and those are game key discs. Nintendo Switch 2, this platform with the game key card option that has been so controversial is the only platform where Indiana Jones is full on cart or full on disc. This is the only true physical version of this game. And very interesting release. Don't know if that has anything to do with like Disney owning Indiana Jones or anything like that. But after this, then they released Oblivion Remastered on Nintendo Switch 2 as a full-on cart game. And this is a real head scratcher, right? Because Skyrim was a game key card, so it's like, or not a game key card, Skyrim was a code in the box, same with Fallout 4. And so this release makes you think that did those code in the box versions not sell very well? Indiana Jones full-on cart did sell well, so they're like, all right, we're going to lean into this and put Oblivion full-on cart. And so it kind of makes you think that with that data that the code in box releases aren't doing too good. Now they're releasing games full-on cart. We have pre-orders going up for Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeon. These are not code in boxes. These are game key cards. And again, I don't mind too much game key cards. I'd rather have a game key card any day than a code in the box. Minecraft Dungeons, I wish that one could be full on cart. I've seen takes from people where they're like, oh, Minecraft is always updated, so what's the point of having it full on cart? I mean, at the same time, a build full on cart has value, even if it's going to continuously get updates. But for me, something like that, it's like, okay, Minecraft is a pretty old game. They're releasing a Switch 2 version of it. Sometimes I do think that the game key cards to hit that price point of $30 or $40 is worth it. And so I'm cool with Minecraft being a game key card. Same with Minecraft Dungeons as well. It's not code in the box. For me, it's higher. It's more collectible. It's something I'm willing putting on my shelf and that I can appreciate this just like ultimate Nintendo Switch 2 collection. But then Call of Duty comes out, and by all means, with all this data, you feel like Call of Duty should be a game key card. And I was thinking of supporting this game if it was a game key card. There's not a moment where I believe this game was going to be full on cart. It's Call of Duty. I got the Call of Duty launcher. It's mostly multiplayer, all online. Like there's no chance. Or it's gonna be a high, 100 gigabyte plus download or install. Like there's no way this game's gonna be full on cart. Not a moment did I think that would be the case. But game key card, absolutely. I feel like this could be a game key card, right? Give me the ownership of the license. Let me sell it if I don't want it anymore. Let my son borrow it someday or whatever. And no, back to code on box. And I draw the line just like Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm not buying a code in the box. And it's just such a shame. Like, as someone who is a casual Call of Duty enjoyer, I was here to support it. Call of Duty on Nintendo Switch 2. All about that. And they gotta go with the code in box release. And with this being a Call of Duty or whatever, there's no chance this is ever going to get like a physical game release someday by like limited runs. It's never going to be re-released as a game key card. It's like, This is it. Code in the box. It's like it's garbage. And I'm by no means that desperate to play Call of Duty where I'm going to buy this game digital just to play this game. Again, it was just like it's a weird thing that's happening. It's like the first Call of Duty like that's truly on a Nintendo platform. It feels like it's an Xbox Studios game. Like I wish it was a game keycard. I wish Skyrim and Fallout and Tony Hawk were all game key cards, because then I would have had those right up on the shelf with Indiana Jones and Oblivion, with Minecraft Dungeons when those comes out, and you could totally see just like this stack of Xbox Studio games where it's a pretty nice chunk of the platform. Like I know that Square Enix and SEGA and Bandai Namco and Capcom, they're releasing all those games as game key cards, and I wish any day that those are full on card games, but at least they're cohesive, right? At least when Capcom releases a game, Square Enix releases a game, I know it's going to be a game key card, right? And when I look at it on the shelf, I know that those sections of games are game key cards, but I can still have that stack, that cohesiveness of it. I appreciate that, but Xbox game studios are so scatterbrained that you don't know what they're going to come out with. They're releasing Spyro early 2027. What is that going to be? Is that going to be a full-on cart game? Is that going to be a game key card game? Is it going to be a code in the box game? And it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to get excited with these Xbox game studio games. Like, can they just be done experimenting at this point? It's a shame, man. I was ready to support Call of Duty on Nintendo Switch too. Plenty of people will. I'm sure, like, Call of Duty audience doesn't care and they'll just get the game digital. I don't like that. There's no reason this can be a game key card, and you can at least own your your license physically and have some actual just consumer rights with that product. But that money is going to get burnt and you'll never have a chance to recoup it ever again. You'll own nothing and be happy. I was a customer who was going to show up for this Call of Duty, and I'm not that desperate to play the game. So there's plenty of other games to play this holiday season. I have plenty of backlog to play, and it's just, I don't know, a huge head scratcher. It's unfortunate, but yeah, it's cool to hear that it's 60 frames per second, and it's exactly what I imagined the Nintendo Switch 2 to be able to do with Call of Duty. And I still think Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be the ultimate platform ever. I think with game key cards, too many people write them game key cards as like games that don't exist anymore. And I think that distracts from Nintendo Switch 2 actually having just the ultimate library of games, and it will be one of the greatest libraries in history. Even me, sometimes, like, I do write off these code of the box digital only releases as almost not existing. They are there, they do exist, and so it's like, if you can stomach that stuff, that just makes Nintendo Switch 2 an even better platform for you. But I'm here collecting for Nintendo Switch 2 and trying to support physical media. If the game is going to be a game key card, that's the closest thing to a full physical release. You can't buy what they're not selling. Some of those game key cards, maybe over time, they can be released full physical with something like limited run games. And so we'll cross that bridge when it gets there if I decide to upgrade my library for a full on-cart physical version of some of these games. But Call of Duty never has a chance of being a full on-cart physical release. The best you're going to have a game key card, and they're not going to re-release this game as a game key card. So this version is always going to be coming on box. It's going to be interesting to see if a future Call of Duty gets the game key card treatment, or if it continues to be coming in the box, kind of like, the Elder Scrolls, where it started out game key card or coming in the box. Now we just skipped game key card. We're going to full release on cart. I don't know, Xbox, why do you have to be so different compared to Capcom, Square Enix, and Sega? They went full in on game key card and that middle ground, and they're holding the line. Everything's cohesive, and for what it's worth, it's all nice and cohesive. I wish they could put a full on cart game, but none of them are really going to do that. And Xbox is just scatterbrained across the board, much like the actual Xbox ecosystem, right? The changing plans all the time, and I don't like it. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Later.